Okay. So in last class we have seen if else.
If else condition.
Yeah. So today we will start with loops concept. Okay. In loops mainly for loop and while loop. Okay. So these are the two main loops that we will see. So loop, as from name you can see, it is like something like in a loop, means something circular sort of thing, right? So let's say if I have to print a number, okay, let's say print, mm, maybe print something name. Okay, if I have to print it 5 times, so one way is to print, write print 5 times. Okay, then one, two, then third, fourth, and similarly. Okay. So other way is to, you can use a loop to basically print it 5 times. Okay. So many times or most of the times loops are used in, means if you write any program in Gen AI or in normal, uh, let's say if you have to create a website or any application, if you have to create there, means you will create a loop, or means the usage of loops and if else statement, these are very much frequent when you create any applications. Okay. So yeah, so a loop is a very important concept. So if we see the for loop, okay, for loop, the syntax is for variable in sequence, then colon. Okay. And let's say if you have to, mm, then here there will be a indent. Okay. And then here you can write your code, write a code here. Okay, so this is basically a syntax. So for is a reserved keyword, okay, for using a for loop. Variable is we'll go through it by some example. uh, so let's say simply if I have a list, okay, let's say 1, 4, 5, 7, something, right? And I want to print all the element one by one. Okay. So if I have to print all the element one by one and using for loop, okay. So the syntax for loop is for variable in sequence. Okay. For variable in sequence. Okay. So we can write for, we can start with for, then variable. So variable can be anything that you can, any name you can give. Okay. So let's say if I write, simply write I. Okay. For I in, then sequence is here, sequence is A. Okay, for I in A, then I have to print it. Okay, one element at a time. So for I in A, then if I run print I, okay, so what it will do? mm, So this is if I have to print one element at a time from A, so we can use this syntax for I in A, print I. So I is a variable in, means if we again see the syntax, so variable, in place of variable I have write I. You can write J, K, any name or any matlab anything you can write. Okay, means I just have taken I. Then in a sequence, so here's the sequence is basically uh, this list. Okay, so I have written A. So what it will do, first when it will execute, so first it will print 1, then 4, then 5, then 7. Okay, 1, 4, 5, 7. We can check through program as well. uh, yeah, so let's say same example we can take 1, 4, 5, 7. Okay, and let's say for I in A. Okay, and then I print A. This colon is very important. Okay, if you do not mm, means put column, first thing, uh, let's say for I in A, and simply I give space as well, not okay, print A, then it will throw error. Okay, expected, see it directly saying expected this. Okay, this column where it point also where it required this column. Okay, here, and let's say if I give only one space, okay, then also it will throw error. uh, right now it doesn't throw, but in some cases it can, because it generally think four space, you are seeing dots, so that is a basically a four space. uh, so so this indentation error, many times if you get when you write any program for loop, and if you get indentation error, this means this spacing error is there, you have to properly spaced it. So for that you can simply back it, and then enter, simply enter, it will automatically take the space. Okay, print I. Yeah, see 1, 4, 5, 7. Okay, so let's see what is happening. So we have in the above for loop, uh, we have I and A. A is 1, 4, 5, 7. So in for loop, treat A as a container. Okay, and if we use a for loop, so for loop will extract one element at a time and save it to the variable. So here variable is I. Okay, so what it do? So one element at a time. So first it will extract one, and where it will save? It will save it to I. Okay. So that is the first loop, or or not first loop, first iteration. Okay. Now, or you can also treat it as a first count. Okay. Then it will move to second position. Okay. It will move to second position, and uh, previously the value of I was 1. Okay. Now in next iteration or next loop, it will again store I to new value. So it will replace, in previously I was having value 1, now it will having value 4. Okay. In next iteration it will have value 5, and in last iteration it will have 7. So once all these four element get extracted from the list, okay, then the for loop will stop. Okay, yeah. So that is the means in for loop. This is how the program execution happen. Okay, so when you start a loop, uh, so if you again see this programs for I in A, so this loop first try to observe how many times this loop will run. Okay, so in A there are total 4 elements, so this loop will execute 4 times. Okay, so this basically 4 times it will execute. Okay, so first times I will having value 1. In second times I will having value 4. Third times it will be 5, and last time it will be 7. So that is why if you see in here also when we run, so first time when this loop runs, so first time it is stored value, means 1 is stored in I, and then we printing I. Okay, and in second times we are printing 4, 5, 7. Okay, now let's make it little bit complicated, not much. uh, Now I want to basically I have a equal to 1457, but I want to print, uh, let's print with, uh, let's say if I want to add 1, let's say if I want to add 3 to each element, okay, and print as well that number. Okay, so for example here 1 is there, right? So if I add 3, so it will be 4. So and similarly for 4, again I want to add 3, so it will be 4 plus 3, 7, and similarly 7 will be 10. So this I have, let's say if I have to do it through for loop. Okay, so for that, uh, what I can do, let's say for j in sequence is a. Okay, then j will be, initially if I don't add anything, so this is how the things are, right? One j, we are printing j only. Okay, let's say if I simply j equal to j plus 3. Okay, so and if I print, so in first iteration, okay, so the value of j will be here, will be 1. Okay, then j will be 1 plus 3. Okay, and if I print, it will be 4. Okay, so if I run it, see 4, 7, 8, 10. Okay, yeah. So now the next thing is like what is sequence? Okay, uh, uh, when we can treat, okay, here we A was list and we called it as a sequence. Okay, so sequence mainly we call it as a iterable object. Okay, so iterable object means we can pull one element, means when we run any for loop, we can extract the element once at a time. Okay, so that is the property of iterable object. So if you see list is a iterable, list, tuple, okay, dictionary, set, string, these are all iterable object. Okay, so we can extract one element at a time using for loop. Okay, so let's see uh, some examples. So let's take here the, so list we have already seen. Okay, now let's say if I want to create a mm, tuples. Okay, so tuple how we create 1 4, um, let's say this and 8. Okay, and uh, and let's say if I run, so this is a tuple. Okay, and let's say if I want to print each element, uh, anyone want to try, or anyone can tell what is the syntax using for loop, how I can start?
So we can write like for I equals to B, for I in B, for I in B,
Hmm.
colon,
Hmm. Sorry.
then after indentation, press
Hmm.
enter.
Hmm.
We can write print I.
Correct. Okay, so we can print the each element of tuples. Okay, similarly, let's say if I take dictionary. Okay, uh, maybe I already have just hmm, okay, so let's take this one and let's try the same thing. Okay, or let's say J in student grades and print J. Okay, see what happens. So what it print? It print uh, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. These are keys. Okay, so for dictionary case, there are two things, right? Uh, One is key and other is value. Okay, so let's say if I have to mm, get both things. Okay, here only we have what we have print only keys. So Alice, Bob, and Charlie are keys. So let's say if I have to print value as well. Uh, anyone? Anyone want to?
Sir,
Huh.
with J, we can also use another variable like J comma K in students underscore grades. Then print J comma K.
Print J comma
K.
K. Huh.
Or we can also use F string.
Not a problem. You can simply write this as well. In that also it will print. Huh. So it will print. Are you sure? Let's see. Too many value to unpack. Okay. Why? What means? What changes should I made to execute this program? So in dictionary, you can use items. Okay. So mm, let's again see. So if any students in dictionary, so there is a keys, okay, and if you print it, it will return the key. Similarly, there will be a values, values. So it will return the value. But if you have to return both the things, so there will be a thing called items. Okay, so it will return both key value. Okay, so now here uh, earlier we haven't used this thing. I means yeah. So we are getting the value too many value to unpack. But if we use this thing, okay, so it will return two things. Okay, it will return two things key value. So it will return means in first loop it will return first set of key value. In second loop it will return second set of key value. Okay, so it will return key and value. So here since it will return two values, so we have to use two variables. Since there are two values, so we have to use two variables to store them. Okay, so that is why we have used jk two variable. Okay, and if I run now, see, okay, so this return these things. Yeah. So this is we have seen list, tuples, dictionary. So for dictionary, only thing is like if you have to access key value, then you can use dot items. Okay. Yeah. Next is, let's say if I have a string. So let's say Aditya. Okay. Aditya, right? And if I want to print each character, okay, each character. Okay. So for again, for I in. What is the sequence here? A. Okay, A. And if I write print A, sorry, print I. See. So how many times it run? Okay, no problem. So this space also it will treat as a character. Okay, just so this space also it will treat as a character. So it uh, run one element at a time. Okay. So now yeah, so we have seen list, tuple, dictionary, set. Also you can I'm not giving example for set, you can try uh, your own string. Give an example. So these are the things which we can iterate. Okay. And mm, let's say if I have a long sentence. Okay. mm, yes, let's say if I create one variable and write I am learning GenAI. Okay. And let's say if I have to iterate this one, means in SS print SS print I. Okay. So this is how it is printing each character. Okay. So if I have a long string. Yeah, similar thing. Hmm. Uh, so this is with list, tuple, string. Okay. Now there is a one function, yeah, or very useful function, that is called range. Okay. So range can take three input. Uh, so there are different variation. Uh, so one, let's say simply if you take range of any number you can write. Mainly the input will be only number. Okay. And it should be integer. Okay. So let's say if I write range 7. So what it does, it will create a number from 0 to 6. Okay. N minus 1. The number, let's say range of n will be 0 to n minus 1. Okay. Yeah. Uh, and if I write range, so this is a first variation. Other variation is range a comma b. So it, in that case it will start from a to b minus 1. So for example, range of, let's say if I write 2 comma 5. Okay, so it will start from 2, but it will uh, so b value is 5, so it will be start from 2 to 4. One more variation, uh, that is a range. So uh, start, stop, step. Okay, so it, it will start, means if I give some example. So let's say if I write 2, 10 and 3. Okay. So here the starting point is 2, stop point is 10, and step size is 3. So the number it will return, it will be 2, then after 3 places. So 2 plus 3, 5, then 7. Okay. And 10 it will not return because it will be n minus 1. Okay. So 2, 5, 7. So in many cases, this is very useful. Okay. Range function. So let's see it by some example. First, so first let's say simply range range equal to, let's say, 5i. It will not return any means, see, it simply return this sort of things. Okay, but let's say if I have to mm, create means, let's say if I have to check type of a, means what data type it is. Okay, so it is a range type. Okay, and let's say if I have to convert into a list, so what will be the command if I have to convert range to list? What command should I use?
Sir, first of all, we'll write the list, then inside the bracket, we will write the variable.
Correct, list, and then yeah. Okay, so, and now if I see, it will be 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, yeah, good. Similarly, let's say a1 equal to range of 2 comma 10 if I say. Okay, and b1 equal to simply write list of a1. See, so it is started from 2 till 9. Okay, and let's take one more example. So it will be, let's say, 2 comma 10 comma 3, and simply I write this a2 here, b2, and print it. So 2 5 8, sorry, in that I have done mistakes. So 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 3 8. Okay, yeah. So means this is how range function look. Okay, now if I have to we have seen three things, right? uh, and let's say if I have to use it in for loop. So for, let's say if I have to generate a number, okay, using range function from 0 to 10. Okay, so what I need to do, I have to generate a number from 0 to 10. Okay, using for loop and range. Okay, so what should I write here? For I am okay, first example I will show. For I in range, uh, inside range, what should I write? Anyone?
Sir, from 1 to 10.
Means 0 to 10 I have to print. So uh, what means inside range, what should I write?
11.
So there are three
11.
things. Correct, correct. 11. Okay, and print I. Okay, so this will print number from 0 to 10. Okay, so now let's say if I have to print odd number from 0 to, let's say, 20 using range. So is odd number from 0 to 20, okay, using for and range. So what should be my syntax for
For I in range 1 to 20,
1 to 20?
comma
Comma
2,
1, comma 1.
comma 2, sir.
Comma 2. Who's saying 1?
I don't know, sir.
So it is a odd, right? So it should be C. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 up to 19. Okay. So this is means right now you may feel that okay, what is the use? But later on you will realize, means once you have more uh, material, then you can have a better understanding of range, or yeah. So that is about a range function. um, Maybe we can see some example before proceeding to next thing. So this we have already. So for example, this, if these are the 4 element, and if I have to print, okay, so here we have just decorated that thing. So f string and I love fruit, okay. So it will print I love apple, banana, orange. So in fruit, first time it taking apple, then banana, orange, and grapes, okay. Now here if you see the range function, okay, so for I in range 1 6, so it will print 1 to 5, that we have already seen, and 0 11. So this is to basically print even number, yeah. uh, okay. So yeah, this so there is a counting backward as well as we can do. So for example, in range, the first, if there is a 3 things, right? Inside a range, if there are 3 argument or three input, okay, argument is basically a input to that function. So here 3 input. So first first are stop, start, then stop, and then step, okay. So starting point is 10, the stopping point is 0, and the steps are -1. So it will be 10, then 9, then 8, 7, 6, 4, and so the here the stop point is 0. So stop -1. It will go up to stop -1. So stop is 0. So 0 minus 1. So so 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Similarly here, this is for even number, and this is -5, comma 1. So start from -5, then it will go till to 0. Okay, so this is using range function. Uh, okay, let's do one simple exercise. So let's say if I have to square a number. Means my using for loop and range, we have to print square of a number from 0 to, let's say, 20. 0 to 20. Okay, so let's write this thing. So for I in range, since I have to print a square of a number from 0 to 20, so for I in range 0, yeah, directly I can write 21. And yeah, so now tell, what should I write here? Let's say if I have to print also,
Print I into I.
correct, print I into I. Yeah, see,
Or sir, we can also write print I star star R 2 means 2 times star than 2.
correct, that is also true. So print I into I, so we are multiplying with the same number, okay, and printing. And he's saying, Aditya is saying, it is a power of 2. Okay, so in that case also it will execute properly. Okay, now let's say if I have to you know factorial, so,
Yes, sir.
means about everyone. Yeah, so just let's say if I have to find factorial, let's say 7 factorial I have to find, what should I write?
7 into 6, 7 into 5, 7 into 4, 7 into 2, like that, until 7 to 1.
Right, so this is the factorial of 7, right? 7 into 6 into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now
Yes.
huh, let's say if I have to do it through for loop, means if I have to calculate the factorial of a number. Okay, so let's say the number, if I write number, let's say 8. Okay, huh. Then for I in range of a number plus 1, right? Or hmm, s- so now tell the logic. What should I write here to basically, uh, if I have to, uh,
Sir, we could
mhm,
instead of number plus 1, we could do just number into I.
number into,
But the number will get changed.
right? So first, so it will be 8 in first, means we have to multiply from 8 to till 1, right? 8 into 7 into 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so
Sir, can we start like number equals to number minus 1, then we will multiply it with I.
tell the logic, means
Means, can we write here number equals to number minus 1 after indentation?
mhm,
Number equals to number minus 1. So in each iteration, number will decrease by 1. I'm just asking, I mean.
there are many ways to do this thing.
So we can
So
give one more
mhm.
x equal to 1 above under number.
Okay, so you want to initialize one more variable. Okay,
Then
yeah.
we can write x into I. X equal to x into I.
X equal to x
Into
into
I.
I. Okay,
Then after the for loop, we should print x.
x.
So we can take another loop like
No,
Range should start from 1.
correct. Yeah. It should start from 1 because when it will we don't put 1, it will start from 0, and 0 multiplied by anything will be 0 only, right? So let's say let's take simple example 3. So 3 factorial will be uh, 6, I think, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone having doubt on in this example? I can explain what is happening. So if you see initially with x having value 1. Okay. Let's see through here. So what it be done? So there is a number variable. So number equal to, let's say, 3. We can take, or maybe can take 5. Okay, and x equal to 1 we have taken, and then we applied for I in range. We have started from 1 to number plus 1. Why? Because we want to have a factorial of 5. So 5 factorial will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So if we do not give number plus 1, so it will start, means it will end after 4. Okay, so we can miss 5. So because of that only we have added plus 1. Okay, so 5 plus 1 will be 6, so it will be go up to 1 to 5. Okay, yeah. Now what we have done, x equal to x into I. See, now how many times this loop will run, or let's say we go stepwise. Okay, so let's say when so the range value is 1 to 6, means if I write here, means put number value. So number 1, or number value, number is 5, so 5 plus 1 6, so it will be 1 to 6. So 1 2 3 4 5, because last element it will subtract by -1. Okay, so range of 6 will be 0 to 5, range of 1 comma 6 will be 1 to 5. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 now. Okay, so now so range value will be 1 to 5. So in first uh, step 1 or first iteration, the value of I will be 1, correct? Means range of 1 to 6 will be 1 to 5. Means range of 1 to 6, it will be 1 2 3 4 5. So it will extract the first element. So inside I it will be 1, and initially the value of x was 1. So now x will be 1 into 1, correct? So this is a step 1. Now step 2, again, means this will run till this point, and then again we'll come back to here and see what is the next element. So the next element will be I equal to 2, right? So now the x, previously x was having 1 into 1, so it is stored again inside a x, so the value was 1. So now uh, x into I, so if I insert the value, so x was 1 into 2, right? So now the x having value, new value 2. Okay. In step 3, so I will be 3. Okay. So x will be x into I. So previously x was 2, right? 2 into I value is 3. Okay. Then step 4, similarly, so x previous value was 6, so 6 into, and I new value is 4, so 6 into 4, that is a step 5. Step 4. Step 5, I value is 5 and x value was 24, so x will be 24 into 5. Okay, so this is a, then again it will check, but it value is maximum up to 5, so it extracted all the element from that range. Then this program will, means that loop will stop. Okay, and we will have the final value, x will be, this is 120. Okay, yeah. So if I write simply here 5, say the 120. Okay, so this is how we can have a, means let's say if we have to perform some operation, we can do it. Okay, tuple example also you can see in tuples, these are in this format. So since there are here there are multiple things, right? Inside a list there are 3 tuples, so we can use x comma y. Okay, so this is how we can access the value from tuple inside a list. Hmm. We can also basically use a if else inside a for loop. I'm looking for one example actually. Okay. Hmm. Let's take some example. One example. Okay, so let's say if I have a list 1, 4, 9, 10, 5, 4, and 3. Okay. So this is a, let's say this is a list. Okay, and the objective is to basically print the even number from this list. Okay, so if this is a list, we have to print even number from this list using for loop. Okay, so what we can do, So let's say if I have to create a logic, okay, so simply I can write for I in x. This is the sequence is x. Okay, so first time, let's say if I run this thing, so in first iteration the value of I will be 1. Second iteration the value of I will be 4, 9, 10, and so on, right? Now how to check whether the value or the number is even or odd?
We can divide it by 2 and equal to 0.
Right, so we can put one logic inside for loop. If I uh, 0, correct, if I equal to 0, print I. Okay, simply means, so this will let's run it. Int object is not iterable, where we have done. Oh, sorry. Mm, okay, we haven't run this thing. Yeah, see. So 4, 10, 4. So what we have done, so we have first iterated through each element. Okay, so if I write, so for that the syntax was this: for I in x, and every time I has a new value. Okay, so first time it will have value 1, then 4, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so once, let's say in the first iteration I will having value 1, so it will go to this step. It will check whether the remainder, so this basically this percentage sign is basically a remainder. Okay, so mm, whether, let's say if I divide 1 by 2, the remainder will be 1, right? If I, let's say for example for 4, the remainder, if I divide it through 2, the remainder will be 0. So I'm just checking if the remainder is 0, so that is basically a even number, and I'm printing that only. Okay, so that is in the this print I is inside this if statement. Okay, uh, let's say if I have to print uh, something like that, let's say uh, even number. Okay, and so there are only two possibility: even or odd. So I can write even for odd as well. Else simply I write print odd number I. Okay, yeah. See, so it will, let's say for example if I take the first value 1, so when I iterate, so first time it will take value 1, then it check the first condition. So the first condition false because this remainder is 1 and here it is looking for 0. Okay, so it will go to this step. Else directly it will print, okay, this is a odd number. Similarly for others, means if I take some random example, for example 10. Okay, so 10 is at fourth, see, at fourth position, right? Fourth iteration. So the value of I is 10, and it it basically find out the remainder, and it seems that this is means even number. So it is printing even number. Okay. So you can have a uh, even number, means this is how you can basically use a if else statement to get something, means you can use a if else statement or if elif multiple if elif statement inside a for loop. Okay, so let's say if in the same example I want to find first even number only. Okay, so the task is, so there are multiple even number, right? 4, 10, 4 in this list in X. But let's say if I want, just I want to have a first even number and then I want to stop the program. Okay. Uh, so for that there is a one statement called break statement. Okay. So let's say for I, we can simply do this thing. Okay. And if I write simply break, where to break? Once I get the even number. Okay, break. See what happens. So break is a keyword to basically break the loop, break the most inner loop. Okay, see, after first even number 4, it stop the program. Okay, here I have basically use a, let's say if I have to print only even number, simply I can do that. See, the even number 4, this is the first. So if we see the flow of this program, so when I equal to 1, okay, so it check the reminder, this if condition is false. Okay, so it doesn't go inside that if statement. Okay, so inside if statement print and break is there, so it doesn't go because this condition is false. Okay, now next iteration it extract the another value uh, from X into I. So next time it is a 4, then it check, then this run. After that, this break statement, uh, after this break statement come, then so this break will stop the program immediately, or not program, it will break the loop. Okay, it will stop the loop, the first loop, means break is inside this loop, right? 4, so there can be a multiple loop. Sometimes there can be a for loop, and inside there inside that there are a multiple for loop as well. Okay, so it will check. So so let's say if I write break, so it will first check this break is inside, which is the first loop, means it will check it is inside which loop. Okay, so for example, so here can be a for I in, just giving example, simple example, and let's say for I uh, j in k. Okay, and if I write break, so it will break this one, not this loop. Okay, always remember. So because this break is inside this one. Okay, so that so this for loop is the most inner loop. Okay, this second one, so it will break uh, the loop that is the break where the break is present inside the most inner loop, that it will break. Okay. Yeah. So this is a break statement. Let's say I want to so initially the task was to just to find out the first even number. Now let's say if I want to skip the first even number. Okay, I want to skip the first even number, or maybe if I want to not the first, let's say I write here else, and so there is a break, and one there is another keyword called continue. Continue. Okay, so let's first run this thing. Okay. This should be above Control X. Now see the magic. So previously it was below that and it printed both even number, odd number. Okay, now let's run it again. See, it's now only odd number. So if we use a continue keyword or continue statement, so it will skip anything below. Means if let's say if any code is below inside uh, let's say in this thing, so it come till this point and it found continue statement, so it will skip these steps, because after that he has to print this value, but he skip anything below the continue statement. Okay, so for example, when the value of I was 4, so for the remainder is 0, so it come under this if statement, and it came across continue, then it skip the next thing was print, so it skipped that print statement. Yeah, so this is use of break and continue. Okay, so let's take one more example. So this is a matrix. Okay, and let's say if I have to print the values, means there are multiple value, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Using for loop, if I have to print each element value, means I want you people to suggest what should I write, means what should be the syntax. Just an exercise, you can try, you can guess for I, or let's see first the logic maybe.
We should use double for loop.
Correct. So let's simply first write the matrix. matrix. Okay, and okay, so this is a matrix. So let's say uh, let's break down this problem. Okay, we have to print each element. So first, let's say if we see the matrix, or matrix may be a, I do not want to confuse. Simply take it as a variable A. Okay, so what this represent? This represent list. This is also a list. Okay, so there is a list inside a list. Okay, so if I print simply A of 0, what it will return? Anyone?
It will return the first list inside the
First
list, that is 1,
like 1,
2,
2, 3.
3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, then if I have to access, let's say 2, what should I write?
A
A
0,
0, comma 1. A, then inside the bracket 0, comma 1.
A, then 0, huh?
then 1.
Comma 1.
No, it will be like this,
Yeah,
right?
0, then 1. Yeah. Sorry.
So this is how we accessing the value. So we can taste it as well. So let's, I do not want to confuse here. Okay, so first simply print A. So A of 0 will be this one. Okay, and A of 0 comma 1, let's say. So it will be 2, right? Now the target is to print each element. Okay, and I forget the name. Someone said that we used to have a multiple for loop, right? 2 for loops.
Yes.
So again, let's start with logic only. So let's so now for what should I write? For I,
Try in A.
correct. So for I in A,
Again, we can write for some element like J in I.
okay, simply let's start with simple single loop. Okay, let's see what happens. For I in A and print, simply if I write print I. Okay, so what it does, it has taken, so this is the first element iterating, this is the second element, and this is third element. Okay, so if, so the length of this list means that is a 3, means if you can want to check, so simply write. Okay, so because of that only this loop run 3 times. Okay, yeah, so now one thing we able to get is like he able to get uh, one list at a time, means inside a list there are multiple lists, 3 lists, so we able to print one list at a time. Now the task is to basically inside that list we have to access each element. Okay, so for I in A, then for J, first time it was for I in A, so it was, the value was 1 2 3. Now inside that 1 2 3, again we want to iterate through each one, right? So for J in I, correct? Yeah. Now I can simply, if I write print I, sorry, print J.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Any doubt in this?
It is, sir, it is basically list, I mean, loop inside a loop, right?
Correct, correct, correct. Let's say I want to break, means, let's say I do not want to print 5. Let's make it more complicated. Uh, I want to print all the value except 5. Okay. What should I write? What changes should I make here? Right now it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9. Only thing I want to, I do not want to print 5.
If I like J double equal to not equal to, sorry,
If J
Hmm.
I
double is
print,
equal to 5, continue.
if J not equal to 5, print I.
Yeah. So if J equal to,
Or we can give J not equal to 5, print I.
not equal to. Okay. So what will happen if J to,
Then
if J equal to 5, continue, else will this work? Okay. So let's say if the value of J equal to 5, okay, what will happen? This condition will get true, right? This condition will get true, and then continue statement will run. So continue statement will skip that loop, means skip only one step. Okay. So the step at which this statement get true, so it will skip that step and move to next step. Okay. Anything below that. Okay. So let's see if I run. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just give me a second. So we will continue with the tomorrow class. Okay. Am I audible?